The morning after the explosion, the scene at the wreckage was one of utter devastation. Detective Olivia Carter, her face weary yet determined, surveys the area where the building once stood. The air is thick with smoke, the remnants of the explosion still lingering. The fire trucks and emergency vehicles buzz in the background, but it's the silence that haunts Olivia. It's almost as if the world is holding its breath, waiting for the full truth to come to light. As she steps closer, the acrid scent of burning debris fills her nostrils. "This wasn't an accident," she mutters, her voice steady but filled with the weight of her realization. As she looks around, the flashing lights of the police cars cast long, distorted shadows on the walls of the ruins, making everything seem surreal. Detective Carter is no stranger to tragedy, but this was something different. The sheer scale of the destruction, the targeted precision, it all points to something far more insidious than a mere industrial accident. Who did this? She wonders aloud, but there's no answer. Just the eerie hum of a world on the edge of a devastating revelation. The investigation continues the next day. Olivia sits at her desk, looking over the case files that have piled up in front of her. The torn photograph she found at the scene keeps haunting her mind. Why would someone keep such a photo in a place like that? She wonders aloud. She flips through the file, reviewing statements from witnesses, none of which seem to offer any solid leads. The victim's family is in shock, and no one seems to know why he would have been targeted. As Olivia examines the various notes, her mind races, piecing together what little she knows. Someone's hiding something, and I'm going to find out what. Her determination burns bright, but with each unanswered question, her frustration mounts. She can't shake the feeling that the victim's life held more secrets than anyone had realized. Olivia visits the family home of the victim, seeking more answers. The air is heavy with grief. Emily, the victim's sister, greets her at the door, her face swollen from crying. "I don't understand," Emily says between sobs. "He was just a regular guy, trying to make a life for us." Olivia listens intently, her heart heavy for Emily. "He was involved in something," Olivia replies softly, though she's not sure what it was yet. Emily shakes her head, clearly struggling to hold herself together. "He had his demons, sure. But I don't understand why anyone would want to hurt him." As they sit down in the living room, Olivia can see the deep pain in Emily's eyes. The weight of the unknown hangs heavy between them. Olivia searches through the victim's belongings, finding a hidden drawer in the victim's study. Inside a worn journal, its pages filled with cryptic notes, catches her attention. Flipping through the pages, Olivia notices references to a long-buried family conflict. "This doesn't make sense," she mutters. The words seem out of place, as if they were written in a hurry, as if the victim knew something was coming. Olivia's heart races as she makes the connection. The explosion wasn't just a random act of violence. It was personal. There's a connection here, something deeper than anyone has realized. Olivia meets with Dr. Blake Turner, the coroner, at the morgue. He hands her a report with a grim expression. "The explosion wasn't an accident," Blake explains. "There was a significant amount of explosives placed at precise points within the building. This was deliberate. This was personal." The revelation hits Olivia hard. "Do you have any idea who would have done this?" she asks, but Blake just shakes his head. "All I know is, whoever did this is experienced. They knew exactly what they were doing." Olivia nods, her mind racing. She's getting closer to the truth, but the trail is still too cold. Back at the station, Detective Olivia Carter meets with her partner, Officer Jake Miller, to discuss the latest developments. "This is getting bigger than we thought," Olivia says, her voice low but tense. "It's not just the explosion. It's the family, the secret they were hiding." Jake leans over the evidence board, which is now covered with photos, documents, and strings connecting them. "We need to focus on the victim's last few months. His behavior, his relationships. Something changed." Olivia nods. "I think we're missing something crucial. Someone is pulling the strings, and we're running out of time." Jake's eyes narrow. "I'll keep digging into his financial records. Maybe there's something there that connects the dots." The two detectives lock eyes, their determination unspoken but clear. They are on the cusp of uncovering a much deeper conspiracy. Olivia heads to the victim's workplace the next day. She's greeted by Sarah, a coworker who looks visibly uneasy. "He was acting strange in the last few weeks," Sarah says, her voice shaky. "He was always secretive, but it got worse." Olivia sits across from her at a coffee table, her gaze steady but kind. "Did he say anything? Did he mention any specific threats?" Sarah shakes her head, glancing around nervously. "No, but he started receiving these odd packages. He didn't want anyone to see them." Olivia's instincts flare. "What kind of packages?" Sarah shifts uncomfortably. "I don't know, but something wasn't right. He was on edge, always looking over his shoulder." Olivia takes a mental note. "Thank you, Sarah. We'll need to get a look at his office. Anything you can think of will help." Later, Olivia investigates the victim's financial records. She stares at the screen, her eyes scanning the details of a bank transfer, the sum unusually large for someone of the victim's income. What was he into? Olivia mutters to herself. The transfer was made to an anonymous recipient just days before the explosion. Olivia prints out the details, frowning as she tries to connect the dots. This could be the break they needed. But as she continues digging, she realizes that the pattern doesn't make sense. The victim was hiding something bigger, something far more dangerous than a simple financial transaction. But what was it? Who could have benefited from this? Olivia's mind races as the possibilities flood in. She's not just chasing a murderer anymore. She's after a hidden conspiracy. Olivia returns to the victim's family home, where she confronts Emily with the new evidence. Emily is quiet, her eyes hollow from grief. "Your brother was involved in something dangerous," Olivia says softly, trying to find the right words. Emily, already fragile, trembles. "He tried to protect us," she whispers, tears welling up in her eyes. "But there was a debt. He was trying to fix things before it was too late." Olivia listens closely, her heart heavy. Debt? Who did he owe? Emily looks down at the floor, her hands shaking. "I don't know. He wouldn't tell me, but I know it was connected to someone dangerous." Olivia leans forward. "We need to find out who. Do you know who he was working with?" Emily hesitates, but then she nods. "There's one person, someone he trusted. His name is Victor Stone." After Emily's revelation, Olivia is at a loss. She takes a deep breath as she walks back to her car, staring at her phone. It rings. The voice on the other end is low and cold. "You're getting too close," the anonymous caller warns. "Back off, or you'll be the next one in the ground." Olivia's heart skips a beat. She stops in her tracks, the message sinking in. Whoever is behind this won't hesitate to kill again. She knows she's reached a dangerous point in the investigation. But now, she's more certain than ever that the web is tightening, and she's right in the middle of it. "I'm not backing down," she replies firmly, her grip tightening on the phone. The line goes dead. Olivia stands alone in the parking lot, her mind racing, but her resolve is stronger than ever. Olivia's investigation takes her to the mansion of Victor Stone, a notorious criminal with ties to organized crime. The imposing structure looms before her, its grandiosity belying the dark secrets it holds. Olivia's gut tells her that Stone is the key to unlocking everything, and she's determined to confront him. The door opens, revealing Stone himself, a tall, composed man, exuding an air of arrogance and danger. He smiles coldly. "Detective Carter, I've been expecting you. How can I assist?" His voice is smooth, almost patronizing. Olivia steps inside, her eyes scanning the lavish surroundings, alert to any subtle movements. "I'm not here for pleasantries," she states flatly. "Your involvement in this case is too deep to ignore." Stone's smile fades, but his demeanor remains calm, as if he's been in these situations before. "You have no idea what you're dealing with," he warns. His words hang in the air like a threat. Inside the mansion, Olivia takes a seat across from Stone, who offers her a drink. She declines. "Why did you try to have my victim killed?" Olivia demands, her voice steady but sharp. Stone leans back in his chair, his expression unreadable. Your victim? You mean the man who thought he could run from his past? Stone's gaze is piercing, like he's studying her every move. He wasn't innocent. He got involved in things that were far beyond his control. Olivia narrows her eyes. What are you talking about? Stone chuckles darkly. I'm not the one who needs to answer questions, detective. Your investigation is digging up things best left buried. But if you're really keen on this, I suggest you tread carefully. Olivia's resolve only hardens. She can feel the walls closing in. Stone is the mastermind, and she's just scratched the surface. As Olivia leaves the mansion, her mind races with the cryptic words Victor Stone left her with. She knows he's hiding something. He's been involved in far more than just this explosion. But what is his true connection to the victim? She heads to the victim's apartment to search for any possible links. Inside, she goes over every detail again. The apartment is sparse, but there's a certain order to it. As Olivia rifles through the victim's belongings, she finds a small encrypted flash drive hidden inside a drawer. Her heart races. This could be the breakthrough she's been waiting for. With the flash drive in hand, she heads straight to the lab. At the lab, Olivia plugs the flash drive into a computer, praying it holds the answers she needs. The screen flickers to life, revealing encrypted files. After what feels like hours, she manages to crack the code. What she uncovers shakes her to the core. Documents detailing a massive illegal operation involving weapons trafficking, with Victor Stone at the helm. The victim had stumbled into the operation by accident and became a liability. This was no random attack, Olivia realizes aloud. This was planned. Her mind races as she pieces everything together. The victim's involvement wasn't accidental. He'd unknowingly uncovered a far-reaching conspiracy. Olivia rushes back to the station, the flash drive still clutched tightly in her hand. She knows she's close, but the stakes are higher than ever. She can't afford to let Victor Stone, or anyone else, get to her first. As she walks through the doors of the precinct, her phone rings. It's an anonymous number. You've gone too far, the voice on the other end warns. If you keep digging, you'll regret it. Olivia doesn't flinch. I'm not backing down, she says firmly. The truth is coming out, and you can't stop it. The line goes dead, but Olivia knows that the deeper she digs, the more dangerous it becomes. She's not just fighting for justice anymore, she's fighting for her life. Back at the station, Olivia sits at her desk, reviewing the decrypted documents from the flash drive. The information is overwhelming. Stone's operation is vast, involving not just weapons trafficking, but connections to high-ranking officials and business magnates. Olivia feels the weight of the conspiracy pressing down on her. She's uncovered a labyrinth of lies, but one thing doesn't make sense. The victim, though involved in the operation, wasn't just an innocent bystander. As Olivia traces back the victim's interactions, she stumbles upon a shocking discovery, a video recording of the victim meeting with a familiar face, Jake Miller, her trusted partner. Her heart stops. Was Jake involved in this all along? Why would he hide it? Olivia's mind is spinning, trying to piece together the fragments of this new puzzle. Everything she thought she knew about the case is now in question. Olivia's pulse quickens as she replays the video over and over. The evidence seems undeniable. Jake Miller, the partner she's trusted through this entire investigation, is shown handing the victim a large sum of money. Jake, she whispers to herself, her voice filled with disbelief. But the video leaves out crucial details. Why did Jake meet with the victim? What was the true nature of their relationship? Olivia's gut tells her she's missing something. She needs answers, and she needs them fast. She takes a deep breath, then heads for Jake's office. She has to confront him, but as she approaches, the door swings open, and Jake is already standing there. His eyes are cold, almost as if he knew what was coming. Olivia, he says, his voice calm but with an edge of warning. I think we need to talk. The tension in the room is thick as Jake and Olivia face each other. I know what you're thinking, Jake says, his voice calm but edged with guilt. But you don't have all the facts. Olivia takes a step closer, her eyes searching his. What the hell is going on, Jake? she demands. Why were you meeting with the victim? Were you involved in this from the beginning? Jake shakes his head slowly. It's not like you think. There are things about this case that you don't understand. Things you can't understand. Olivia's frustration boils over. Then tell me. I trusted you, Jake. If you're hiding something, I need to know now. Jake sighs, looking defeated. It's bigger than both of us, Olivia. Much bigger. The victim. He wasn't just some pawn. He was playing a dangerous game, and I was trying to protect you from it. Olivia steps back, her mind reeling from the revelation. You were protecting me, she repeats, her voice tinged with disbelief. Jake nods, his expression conflicted. I was trying to keep you safe, but it didn't work. You should have stayed away from this case. Olivia feels a surge of anger. I've put everything on the line for this investigation, and you knew all along what was really happening. Jake's voice falters for the first time. Olivia, I never wanted you to get hurt. I never thought it would go this far. The truth hits her like a ton of bricks. Jake Miller, her partner, had been lying to her the entire time. The betrayal stings, but there's something else gnawing at her. What was he really protecting her from? Was it just the case, or was it something deeper? Olivia's next words are soft, but filled with venom. You're just as guilty as the rest of them. Olivia walks out of Jake's office, her mind a storm of confusion and anger. She can't believe what just happened. The betrayal stings deeper than she expected, but she can't afford to let it distract her from the bigger picture. As she walks down the hallway, she receives a call, an unknown number. You've made a mistake, the voice on the other end says, its tone colder than before. This is bigger than your partner. You have no idea who you're really up against. The line goes dead before Olivia can respond. She's standing in the hall, the weight of the call sinking in. The conspiracy runs deeper than she thought, and Jake might not be the only one keeping secrets. As she heads to her car, her resolve hardens. She's not backing down now. She has to finish what she started. But the question remains, who can she trust? Olivia can't shake the feeling that the investigation has reached its boiling point. Every lead is connected. Every secret points back to Victor Stone and the operation he controls. But it's clear now, there's more at stake than she realized. She can't trust anyone, not even her former partner Jake. As she sits in her car, she goes through the evidence once again, her mind racing. It's all coming together. The victim wasn't just a casualty, he was a whistleblower. Someone who tried to expose the corruption and illegal dealings that have been hidden for years. Olivia realizes she can't go at this alone anymore. She calls in reinforcements. We need a full team. We're going after Stone tonight. The tension is palpable, every second that ticks by pushing her closer to the confrontation she knows is coming. Olivia and her team arrive at an old warehouse on the outskirts of town, believed to be one of Stone's main hubs. The building is decrepit, hidden in plain sight, its exterior covered in grime and neglect. As they move inside, the air is thick with the smell of rust and decay. Olivia signals for everyone to stay quiet and remain alert. They've tracked Stone to this location, but there's a feeling of dread hanging over them all. This is it, Olivia whispers, her voice steady but low. We find Stone here, and we end this tonight. The team splits up to cover more ground, each moving with precision and silence. As Olivia steps deeper into the building, the sound of distant footsteps echoes through the vast empty hall. The trap has been set. As Olivia moves further into the warehouse, her hand instinctively grips the gun holstered at her side. The tension builds with every step, the silence broken only by the occasional creaking of the building. Suddenly, the sound of a door slamming open echoes through the space. Olivia's heart races. Get down, she shouts to her team, but it's too late. Gunshots ring out, and the team is forced to take cover. Olivia ducks behind a stack of crates, her breath coming in short, fast bursts. Stone's men are here, and they're not giving up without a fight. The room erupts in chaos as both sides exchange fire, but Olivia's mind remains focused. She spots Stone in the distance, standing behind a large metal pillar. This is the moment she's been waiting for, but it's also the most dangerous one yet. Amid the gunfire, Olivia makes her move. With precision, she advances toward the pillar where she last saw Stone. She leaps from cover, charging forward, her body low to the ground. A bullet grazes her arm, but she doesn't falter. She's too close to backing down now. As she reaches the pillar, Stone is waiting for her, his gun raised. The two lock eyes. "You're too late, detective," Stone sneers, his voice dripping with contempt. Olivia's heart pounds in her chest, but she stands her ground. "I'm not backing down. You're going down tonight," she says, her voice cold and steady. Without hesitation she fires, and Stone stumbles back, a look of shock on his face as he collapses to the ground. The room falls silent. With Stone incapacitated, the remaining gunmen surrender or flee, realizing their operation is falling apart. Olivia's team moves in, securing the area and arresting the remaining members of the gang. As the sirens wail in the distance, signaling the arrival of backup, Olivia kneels beside Stone. "You've lost, Stone," she says quietly, her voice steady, but filled with years of frustration. Stone glares at her, but there's no fight left in him. "You'll never know the full extent of what was happening," he spits, his words dripping with venom. Olivia stands, looking down at him. "Maybe not," she replies, "but you'll never see the light of day again." As the officers cuff him and drag him away, Olivia watches, a deep sense of satisfaction and exhaustion washing over her. The truth has finally been exposed, but the cost of uncovering it has been steep. The days following the arrest of Victor Stone are filled with interviews, paperwork, and the quiet hum of a case finally closing. Olivia sits at her desk, looking over the final reports. Stone's arrest has unraveled a larger network of corruption, and the wheels of justice are turning. As she reviews the case files, she's reminded of the toll it's taken on her. The victim is avenged, but the scars remain. Her phone rings. It's Emily. "Thank you," Emily says, her voice shaky but filled with gratitude. "I don't know what we would have done without you." Olivia's lips curl into a faint, weary smile. "You don't need to thank me. It was my job." But deep down, Olivia knows the job has cost her more than just time. It's left her with questions she's not sure she can answer. Olivia stands outside the precinct as the sun begins to set. The city seems unchanged, despite everything that's happened. The quiet hum of traffic is almost comforting. She walks slowly, her mind still processing the events. But, as she approaches her car, a thought hits her. This case isn't truly over. It's just the beginning of something bigger. She isn't sure what's next, but she knows one thing: the fight for justice is far from over. The next morning, Olivia visits the victim's family. Emily hugs her tightly. "We owe you everything," she says, her voice thick with emotion. Olivia shakes her head, her gaze softening. "No, you don't owe me anything. You've got your answers, and that's what matters." As they talk, Olivia realizes that the true cost of this case isn't just the battle against crime. It's the impact it has on the lives of those left behind. Olivia walks down the steps of the courthouse, her phone buzzing with updates. Stone's trial is already making headlines. As she reaches her car, she stops and looks back at the courthouse. The sense of finality lingers, but she knows the work isn't done. One case at a time, she whispers to herself. But the war on corruption isn't over. She steps into her car, her face set with determination, ready for whatever comes next. As Olivia drives through the city, she reflects on everything she's learned, the cost of truth, the price of justice. But she also knows that it was worth it. The road ahead is uncertain, but she's prepared for whatever comes next. Olivia takes a deep breath as she pulls onto the main road. The city stretches out before her, full of possibilities. With every turn, she feels more ready to face whatever new challenge is on the horizon. Olivia stands alone in her apartment, the case files scattered on the table in front of her. The investigation is officially closed, but the truth still weighs heavily on her. She flips through the final report one last time, the faces of the victims and the criminals now forever imprinted in her mind. "It's over," she whispers, though she's not sure if she believes it. She moves to the window, looking out at the city below. The fight for justice may have ended this chapter, but Olivia knows the story isn't finished. There's always another case. The phone rings. Olivia answers. It's Jake. I'm sorry, Olivia, he says quietly. For everything. I never meant for it to go this far. Olivia takes a deep breath, her voice calm but firm. I know, Jake. But some lines can't be crossed. I hope you understand that. She hangs up, the weight of the past heavy on her shoulders. The betrayal still stings, but it's a lesson learned. She looks at the phone, her face set in resolve. On to the next, she mutters under her breath, knowing the work is far from over. At the courthouse, Olivia watches as Victor Stone is led away in handcuffs, his fate sealed. The crowd watches, but Olivia feels detached, like the moment has passed. She doesn't celebrate. This isn't about victory. It's about justice. As the doors close behind him, Olivia turns and walks away. The case may be closed, but the lessons will stay with her forever. Olivia drives through the city, the streets now quiet as the sun sets. She thinks of all the lives that have been affected by this case, both the victims and the people who tried to bury the truth. The lights of the city reflect off the windshield, reminding her that justice is always in motion. One step at a time, she whispers to herself, knowing that tomorrow the fight will continue. As Olivia pulls into her driveway, she exhales deeply, her body exhausted but her spirit unbroken. The city is quiet, the streetlights casting soft shadows across the pavement. She knows that tomorrow will bring new challenges, but for now, she's ready for a brief moment of peace. She gets out of the car and walks toward her front door, her thoughts already shifting to the future.